Grammy Vulture. I'm going to try to make some wonderful braided breads with fruit inside. There's apricots and apples and peaches. Yeah, the birds love these apples. And I need to get them cut up and do something with them. Apricots, peaches, and fresh apples. The apricots and peaches were frozen, so they're kind of mushy already, like sauce. So I'm going to bake it after I put in 1/4 cup of sugar. I really want to eat it. If I had a pie shell, I'd probably throw it on there. Large bowl, hot water, oil, flour, yeast, honey. I think that's everything. I'm going to put a pinch of salt in it today. It's going to be a sweet bread, and a little pinch of salt will help bring the sweetness out. I've even stuffed the simple bread with jalapenos and cream cheese. I'm going to use butter today instead of oil. Okay, and I'm just going to start off the basic bread recipe by adding 1.5, well, this is 1.5 times my recipe. 1.5 tablespoons of active dry yeast, 1.5 cups of really warm, deliciously warm water, and 2 tablespoons. Oh, I want it to be sweet. Maybe I'll go 2.5 tablespoons of local honey. It helps the yeast to ferment or grow or bloom, however you want to say it. Alright, just giving that a bit of a stir. I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes. At least 5 minutes. Braided bread with fruit bread. That one's hard to say. Fruit butter bread. Okay, so I'm writing this down so that I'll have it forever and ever in case it turns out amazing. And if it doesn't, I still get fruit butter bread, and I can throw this card in the trash. Okay, I'm back, and my yeast, my words are gone. My yeast has been bubbling for about 5 minutes. Instead of oil today, I'm going to add real butter that's been melted, but yet it's still cooled enough to pour in without changing the temperature. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. This is 1/8. I like it because it fits in. So 2/8 equals 1/4. I'm also going to add 1/4 teaspoon of butter flavoring. It's 2 cups of bread flour. It's a protein difference, protein content difference in flour. 4 to 6 cups of flour. 2 bread. And 2 all-purpose. I'm going to stir this to make a dough. I'll be fast-forwarding this part, so I'm going to try not to say anything funny, witty, or fabulous. I'm going to just turn this out right onto my table. All the delicious cooking love right here in the kitchen. Okay, so I have it floured so that it's not going to stick. I'm flouring the table as well. So to me, I fold it towards me and push it away. Twist. Fold it towards me, push it away, squish it away. And make sure I keep the table floured, the surface, just enough for us, you know, Hubster and me, or to give to a friend. If I make them small enough, it could be little individual pastries. that feels good. That feels good to me. I don't know how to explain the consistency. It's a bit sticky. Kind of springs back to the squish. This is just olive oil. It's a generic olive oil, actually. I really do like the bottle. I kept that bottle and I use it to refill. Okay, the bottom of the bowl is nice and greasy. Put it in, flip it, roll it, flip it, roll it, flip it, roll it, flip it, roll it, flip it. Alright. I forgot which was top and which was bottom, but it's just gonna rise. I'm not baking it yet. So I'm gonna cover it with my tail. Fuzzy side, not touching it, or not close to it, in case it rises. It shouldn't fill this bowl. This bowl is really big. And I'm going to just set it into the oven without the oven being on and let it rise for anywhere between half hour to an hour. I want it to at least double in size, and I'm usually not able to let it go a full hour and a half. I couldn't do it, and an hour is really hard, so probably 40 minutes. Just so you know, I scrape off the area that I'm working with so that any dry bits of bread or dough don't get back into the dough when I bring it out to fold it some more or knead it some more. Also, I need to put oil on my pans that I'm going to be baking the dough on. I have two pans this size. Baking is what you want to do. So if you want to use parchment paper or foil or well, it has to be cooking safe parchment paper. But if you want to use any of those items instead of putting it directly on your pan, that's fine too. My other pan is under my fruit and my glasses, of course. Go away, oranges. Got flour on it. Oh goodness. Almost time for new pans. Sometimes I just want to use oil and use the pan. It takes elbow grease because this is the dishwasher. And while I'm doing those dishes, I just think about how wonderful the dinner was, or the sweet rolls, or how happy that whomever I shared them with was to receive. So, yeah, it makes it easier. A card. On the card, I have written fruit butter bread, 1/4 teaspoon butter flavor, 1/4 teaspoon salt, a tablespoon of oil for rising and pans, 2 tablespoons of butter on the heavy side, melted and cool, yeast, 2 tablespoons shallow, water, 1½ cups, 2 cups of bread flour, and 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I believe that was everything. My bread recipe is so simple. I usually think I'm forgetting something when I'm writing it down. Pretty sure that that's enough things for bread. You see, it's been an hour. I was able to resist temptation, and it's going to be delicious. The baking, basically you bake for the bread, not the filling. Oh, and I love the way it feels. It feels amazing. It's whistling. Bubble whistle, bubble whistle, bubble whistle. Back to the squishing of the bread. I'm just going to squish it a couple times. Let's see. Okay, so we have 4 mini loaves. I think I want to go even further. So we're going to try to make a small rectangle. Stretch and crisscross, stretch and crisscross. It seems like it's going down, getting squished down. Different when you do it on your own hair. Wait. Okay, I'll pretend I'm braiding someone else's hair. That's simpler. Ah, there we go. In, and the ends. And fold it under. Oh, that's got beauties. Okay, I'm going to rise it for 15 minutes and then bake it for 15 minutes. You smell the bread. They're excited. And there's the other one. The worst part is you have to wait for it to cool before you can eat it, or the delicious filling will burn you. I almost feel guilty because I've already eaten one of the small ones and sent all but this one and one more off to be eaten by other people, which I love to share things. I have to eat some more so I can show you. Okay. Oh goodness. This is the one that is braided. The fruit is actually in the braided pieces. Mmm. 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 It's terrible. There will be no remains. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please give a thumbs up if you really like this video. And subscribe. There's a button down there. And gotta go. See you later. Love you. Bye. No evidence.